Can I also ask, Brad, how does having more pace up front with the new signings, like Ross Barkley, like Ollie Watkins, actually help the defence for Aston Villa? Because last season it seemed to be the only outlet, particularly when McGinn wasn't playing, for Villa was Jack Grealish. And in turn, the defence, if you look at the average position across 90 minutes in all the matches, was relatively high. But now having this outlet, this counter, the defence can actually sit a bit deeper, right? That can give more protection for the goalkeeper.
What pace does for you, it allows you, one, you can be out of position at time, and I don't mean like tactically out of position, but you can make a run forward, and if you have the pace to get back and recover, or your teammates have the pace to get back and recover, win the ball, and then go forward with pace again, you can change position. You can interchange so much more easily when you have pace. You can close down the ball so much easier when you have pace. You can beat someone to the ball so much easier when you have pace. A lot of times you can throw tactics a lot of your tactics completely out the window when you have a lot of players with pace. When you play with a player like a fully fit Gareth Bale back in the day, he was so fast. It was nearly impossible for people to keep up with him. Remember playing against the Man United teams, or the Arsenal teams, the Invincibles, when Overmars was running out, and Henry's and the pace. It's just it really becomes in certain areas unstoppable. We mentioned getting back on Villa's ranks, when if the ball ever just popped out in midfield and you had Ashley Young and Gabby running at you, I didn't care. It doesn't matter if you were Rio Ferdinand, Vincent Kompany, or John Terry, three of the best defenders to play in world football. It was hard for them to defend against the pace. So now, if you have this, you have players that are willing to work, like Barkley, in the middle of midfield. You have someone who's wonderful on the ball, like Grealish, and you have wingers that are willing to run and are fast. You've always got a chance. You can be playing poor in a game, which happens. Your touch always isn't going to be great. If you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players with pace, you can get yourself out of it, because you never know when the one ball just goes over the top and someone with pace can beat the defenders to it and get you out of the proverbial, you know what? It just helps all over the pitch.
When you played with Gareth Bale, did you always just look to him when you had the ball and you wanted to distribute it out? Did you know that if you hit it into space, he could actually reach it?
No, with me, it was always Modric, but then Modric could play at the Bale. Right? That team, the first year I went to Tottenham, that team had also had Adebayor and Rafael van der Vaart and many talented players. I mean, Gabby, you played against that team. That was a good side, but the pace, getting back to it, if Luka would have gotten the ball in that game, he could have played it almost anywhere on the pitch, and Gareth Bale would have gotten onto it because he was talented but also fast.
Brad, it was the same at Villa, wasn't it, Brad? I mean, remember under Martin O'Neill, it was Freddie Boomer into Gareth Barry round the corner into the channels for me to run onto, and then me hold it up, give it to Ashley Young. He does his stuff and creates. I mean, that was probably our greatest tactic, wasn't it? To me to run that left-hand channel and use my speed in behind, and speed kills.
When you played alongside Big John Carew from time to time as well, when he was on his game, when he was fully fit and at it, you couldn't win the ball off him. You could run off him everywhere, and you knew you were going to get the ball, and you were fast. So if he flicks a header to you, you're in a goal. That's what I mean. Is and if you were alongside any defender in the league, I don't care how fast they were, you would fancy yourself getting to the ball. And that's where pace kills people.
Gabby's pace almost killed him once because he ran over the advertising boards and fell. And then there was a man taking a picture of him, which was a very strange sight to see.